Leave it in God's hands. Leave it in God's hands. Leave it in God's hands. Easier said than done? No. Easier done than said. You know what I realized in my videos? I used to always say, you're talking about somebody who has seizures every single day. And you know what? I've been having them every single day. You know what now? You're talking to somebody who's going to stop having them every single day. Leave everything in God's hands. Let God handle it. We're going to talk about this. I love it already. We're going to talk about this. Y'all stick around for it.
If God put you in a situation, even if you weren't ready for it, even if you hate it with all your heart and you feel like you don't have what it takes to get through it, remember what I came from North Carolina to tell you. If God put you in it, He put it in you.
Ain't nothing wrong with you. Just remember you're special. Feeling hopeless and alone, just remember there's always God there to be there to help you. Put in effort, make mistakes. No one on this earth is perfect. Trials and tribulations both in life are guaranteed, but in the end it's all worth it. I'm hoping and I'm praying this is something relatable and the words are beneficial when someone out there can understand what I'm saying. Mind, muscle, motivation. Let's stop playing. Share it with the nation. What they do though? It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Again, that's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Like, subscribe, share. Excuse me, like, subscribe, share. Drop my toothpaste. Listen, I ain't trying to preach to y'all. I'm trying to drop some personal wisdom on y'all. I want to ask a quick question, okay? Drop the answer in the comments. What has worrying done that is a good thing? I'll give you a minute to think about it. What has worrying done that is beneficial to you? I'm going to let you think about it while I shave this little beard of mine. All right. Pretty sure you didn't think of nothing. Okay, listen. Easier said than done? No. It's easier done than said. I'm not one that likes worrying. I'm not one that likes staying up at night trying to figure out what is God's job to do. What is it God's job to do? Sickness, diseases, He knows what you're going through. Whatever that something is, He knows what you're going through. Nothing happens without God's permission. Nothing happens without God's permission. Nothing happens without God's permission. I had to remind myself that when it comes to everything that is occurring in my life. I had to tell myself that when it comes to everything that's occurring in someone else's life. Nothing happens without God's permission. The devil himself had to ask for God's permission. Do you understand that? The devil himself had to ask for God's permission. There's things that happen that's out of my control. There's things that I don't get to see, but God sees when it comes to other people and their intentions and their agendas, hidden agendas. There's things that God sees that I don't see when it comes to wanting friends. I don't have many friends. Maybe God saw their intentions. Maybe God saw the intentions that I had that weren't pure. I don't know. But let me understand. Let me help you understand something that I just understood. The more you repeat it, the more you believe it. If you are truly a believer, if you are truly an advocate of faith, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have done that. If you are a true advocate of faith, whatever occurs that in life, and I know some experiences I haven't experienced. So I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, easier for you to say. I know somebody's going to respond saying that. A lot has happened, okay? There's been deaths that's been occurring on both sides of my family, and I'm talking about a lot, okay? A lot. But let me tell you something. If it's not your time to go, you're not going to go. And if it is your time to go, then you're going to go no matter what. We all have to understand that death is going to happen to all of us. And that's a scary thing to think about. I've said it. I'll admit it. It's a scary thing to think about. But we all have to understand it. But if you are scared to go out, if you are scared to travel, if you're scared when it comes to a loved one, let's just pray about it. When it comes to my 3-year-old baby boy, and trust me, there's a lot that I can sit here and worry about. For the parents that's watching this, you already know. There's a lot that I could be worried about. But I pray and I trust. God chose me to be his dad. The family that he has, God chose specifically for him. I have to trust that. The mom that he has, I have to trust that. She's going to care for him. She's going to protect him when I'm not around. I trust that. Grandparents, uncles, cousins, whatever it may be, I have to trust that. Let God handle it. Just, if you haven't prayed about a certain issue that you have, try praying about it at least. Just try. Maybe you're in school and you don't know if you have what it takes. Do your part, pray about the rest. Maybe you're at your job and it's a new job and you don't know if you have what it takes. Do your part and pray about the rest. God knows your wants, your desires, your hopes, your dreams. Do your part, the rest, pray about it. When it comes to hopes and dreams, some of them may not be accomplished. But what I've realized is that it's not always about the hopes and dreams that are to be accomplished. It's about the person you become during the act of accomplishment. Let me say that slowly and more professional. It's not always about the hopes and dreams that are to be accomplished. It's about the person you become during the process of accomplishing those hopes and dreams. It took me a long time to realize that, because when you're young, you want instant gratification and you want, life to be what you want it to be. You want life to be what you aim for it to be. But God knows what it needs to be. God knows the people that you need, the friends that you need, not that you want. God heard a conversation and he said, nope, not my child. God saw their intentions and he said, nope, not with my child. I'm just at an age now where I accept because I pray about it. I don't accept to settle. I accept because I pray about it. Boy, looking fresher than a mug. I'm just kidding. But I pray, and I had to take away some things so I can get back to prayer. I had to do some things to get back to prayer. And now that I've done that, I am at such peace. Let me tell y'all, the peace that I have making this video for this topic is completely mind-boggling, people. You can get away from your faith. I hate to say that and I hate to admit that, but it's true. You can get away from your faith. You can get away from your peace by being broken into pieces. And what do I mean by losing your peace by being broken into pieces? Maybe you start to be around somebody that has a negative influence. Maybe you start to expose yourself around things that don't even mention faith. And maybe you become so wrapped up in ideas and suggestions from other people that don't mention anything about faith, whether it's music, podcasts, TV shows, whatever it may be. And you just lose sight of your faith. You lose sight of letting God handle things that are completely out of your control. There are battles that are occurring right now that I know about and that I don't know about. that God is battling, and it is not my job. Maybe that's where we get off track because we try to, I've said it before, I like being on top of things. Literally and figuratively. I'm just kidding. I like to stay on top of things, people. And not everything I can stay on top of. I had to slow down to realize that. I had to look myself in the mirror, and I had to think about all the things that are occurring personally, financially, spiritually, emotionally. I had to stop and look at myself in the mirror and realize that I was made in the image of Christ, right? God knew how my life was going to be, everything in between, the details, the chapters, the stories. He knew all of that. He knows the number of hair on my head. He knows the number of days of my life. He knows when I'm going to leave Earth. He knows when I'm going to be called home. That is something that is hard to be able to do, especially while looking in the mirror. And I mentioned looking in the mirror because I am like this with myself. When before I was like this, and then slowly I became like this. And I became like this, how? Through prayer, through faith, through hard work, through tears, literally, through sleepless nights. But again, I'm at peace now. I'm not peace by saying, if God calls me, I'm not at peace by saying, God, go ahead and call your boy on home. I still believe that I have a lot to do. But I'm at peace with letting God handle it. I'm at peace with letting God handle it. Like I said, God sees what I don't see. And nothing happens without God's permission. When I say that over and over and over again, when I say nothing happens without God's permission, I'm not saying you can bump your toe on the couch and, that's just being unaware and clumsy. But I'm talking about the trial and tribulations and even the loss. I don't say this lightly because I'm not sitting here okay with losing somebody, but nothing happens without God's permission. And when I repeat that over and over and over again, it gives me serenity to accept things that are completely out of my control. That's not just a poster that's written. That is a true spiritual feeling that you can have within yourself and that you can share. Specifically what I'm doing right now. And now that I'm at peace, the wars that occur every single day that I don't have to mention, those of you are subscribers who watch every video, you already know what I'm talking about. But the wars that happen every single day, and everybody has some that are unseen, some obviously, some are obvious and some go without seeing, whatever. But those of you who know the true wars that I experience every single day, I'm at peace with them. And the result, again, I say this lightly, the result of those wars, they're not going to be fought. The wars that I experience are not going to be lost without a fight. Not from this one. Nah, not from this one. And while I'm talking about it, listen, those of you who experience epilepsy, seizures, I'm praying for you, okay? And I'm saying this with the most intensity that I can have without throwing my phone. But don't you dare give in, okay? Don't you dare give in. You continue to fight. You continue to pray. You continue to surround yourself around people who know your situation, who are on your side. But don't you dare give in, damn it. Don't you dare give in. I'm sorry, I had to. I had to. Let me calm down. That just goes to show how, Lord have mercy. That just goes to show how much it really means to me. Don't you dare give in, okay? Don't dare give in. But let God handle it, people. You got to do your part. You got to put in your work. You got to do your part. You got to put in the work. And when I say let God handle it, if don't just sit around and not do your part. Like I said, nothing happens without God's permission, but God will allow certain challenges to make us into what we're meant to be. But do your part, work as hard as you can, pray as much and as passionate and as genuine and as sincere as you can, and just leave the rest in God's hands. Period. Point blank. That's it. Let God handle it. Pause. Yes, sir. Let God handle it. Nothing happens without God's permission. Let God handle it. When you're asleep tonight, when you're in your bed, don't think about tomorrow. Go to sleep. Be at rest. Okay? Be completely at rest. God knows everything that's going to occur tomorrow. God knows what you can and can't handle. And if you're going through something where you question whether or not if you can handle it, you are indeed handling it as you're in question. And the whole time God is helping you. I'm saying this from my own personal experience that all of you should know about. You're questioning yourself, and all throughout, you are handling it. You are growing through it. God allows things so we can grow through it, not go through it. You grow through what you go through. I've said that before, and you will continue to hear me say it with every video that I make all throughout this journey. It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Hey, drop comments, okay? Drop comments. I want to know. I want my believers to drop into the comments. If you're a believer, if you're a warrior, a virtual fist pump right here. Pat yourself on the back. Look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself that you were created in the image of God. You are beautiful. Don't compare yourself to nobody. You're beautiful. You're handsome. You got what it takes. You're talented. You're gifted. You got what it takes. If you have to do something you don't like, you got what it takes. If every single day you're doing something that's challenging, you got what it takes. If you experienced a loved one and a loss, you got what it takes to grow through it. Surround yourself around people who are warriors. Don't distance yourself. You got what it takes. I promise you, you got what it takes, homie. You got what it takes, love. Let's continue to pray together forever. Let's continue to grow together forever. It's mind, muscle, spirit, motivation again. I want all of you to drop comments. All my believers, drop your comments. All my doubters, drop your comments. We're going to get better, y'all. I promise you we're going to get better. Let God handle it, okay? Let him handle it. Until next time, we are out. Walk by faith. Have faith by walk. Walk by faith. Peace.